Welcome. This is the sixth episode of Bully Roundtable. I'm your host, Lawrence EBK Conway. Got my co-host, Tony Gold Kennel.
What up?
We got my technical support, Damian McCone. We got guest tonight, HD Bullies, Kylie.
What's going on?
We got another special guest, world famous Mr. Jeffro. Bully Talk with Zed Pitts.
People.
We are live, y'all. So y'all want to hit us up on the chat. Hit us up on the chat on Google Hangouts, on YouTube, or on Facebook with any questions. They make sure that broadcast is going live.
Checking it now.
Don't want to be going on and then we can't see it.
Now you see the other group is calling in.
Jan, you on the wrong one. Go to the invite. Yeah, I'm gonna send you another one.
Yeah, we up and live.
That's what's up. All right. Like I said, anybody want to get in on the chat, ask any questions? We got Jeffrey in the house. We got HD Bullies in the house. Hit us up on YouTube. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on Google Hangouts, and we'll respond to any of your questions. Fabian will be on Tuesday. That's why I said that. Damien and I were talking. Fabian will be coming on Tuesday. That's the plan. We don't know yet for sure, but we'll be going back and forth, checking for any questions. So if we don't get to you right away, don't worry. We'll get to you. First, I want to recap this next here. And we can get started. I'm gonna give you the floor, Mr. HP Bully, so you can tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do. All right. Go ahead, the floor.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Hiley, HD Bullies. Most of y'all know me from hitting them shows. That's what we do. We ring killers over here. But we breed in shorty bulls, Frenchies, and we just recently added English bulldogs to our program within the past year. So a lot of bulldogs going on, man. Been involved for 6 years in the bulldog breed. I always wanted to be a part of them, so you know I got into it. But prior to that, I had American Bullies. Hi, Jay. But like I was saying, prior to that, I had American Bullies for a few years. But yeah, right now we focused on them bulldogs, shorty bulls, Englishes, and Frenchies.
Okay. And how long have you been doing the bulldog breed?
6 years now.
Mr. Jeffro, we're gonna give you the floor. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, where you stand in the bully community, what you hope. Tell us some things about yourself, sir.
Good evening, people. I'm the only, a lot of y'all might know me from videos.
I can't really hear you, Jeff.
I got to get closer. You hear me now?
Let me get a mic check, Jeff.
No question.
Let me get a mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Hello.
Nah. Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
You hear him clear? Don't hear what he's saying?
Yeah, say something, Jeff.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear him clear.
All right.
Well, yeah, man, a lot of y'all might know me from the Bully Talk videos with Zed Pitts. Our first video was a few years back with Bobby Womack, Steve Jones, Bobby Womack. And I'm currently the owner of two pockets out of EBK, my boy Lawrence, Buddha, and Punky. A few of y'all might have seen those are the most recent videos I have featuring those two boy rascals right there. And man, I'm just somebody that fell in love with the breed, man. And I love the dogs, man. So it's all about them, man. That's all.
Okay, okay, okay. Mr. Gold, where you at, boy? Oh, Mr. Gold stepped away. Okay. So, Damien, do we have any questions coming in yet?
Not yet. But I do got someone saying that Jeff, you may have two links open. Are you watching yourself on YouTube?
Nah, I don't check that.
Okay, I was gonna say somebody said that they was having trouble hearing you like Lawrence.
Oh,
Check and
what?
see.
Let
Check
me
and
see.
see if you got your full name
Right,
and
right, right.
at the same time.
Let me see something. Ask them if I sound better now.
There we go. I couldn't get back on.
Nah, Jeff, they said they still hear you double time.
So he might have his phone and his
Oh,
what you
you
right now?
know
You
what?
are you?
That shit is. Let me just do this for a second.
I think they muted me again.
You up? We had noise on there.
Am I muted?
Now we turned you up. You had a lot of noise in the background. We had to turn you down a little bit.
I mute myself because you guys gonna kick me out again. I'm gonna be a good girl. I'm gonna mute myself. It's your world. I'm just visiting. I'm gonna mute myself. Hi, I'm muted.
We gotta be.
Just tell me when you want. Tell
All
me.
right, all right, all right,
I hear a lot of special effects now.
all right. Quiet, quiet.
You clear it up now, Jeff.
I bet.
Hey, Lawrence, I got our first question whenever you're ready for it.
Jen. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I mute myself.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, basically the first question says, shows like this bring up a interesting point. Have any of you guys thought about making official documentation on the bully breed to share with newbies and new people that are considering purchasing a member of the breed?
We're gonna go down the line. First up is Tony. We're going left to right. So Tony will be up. Damien, if you want to answer that, then we'll go to D, and we'll go to Jen, and then we'll go to Jeffro. I'll be last, unless they don't, want to have input. Make sure y'all speak up. Make sure you speak up. If he forget the question, just let Damien know, and he'll repeat the question. So repeat the question, and Tony, you up.
Yeah, it's crossed my mind. I think it would be a good thing. It's nothing that, you know, that I don't know anyone that's planning to do a documentary, but I think it'd be a good thing. It'd be a great idea. So, yeah.
Okay. Anything else to add to that?
You know what?
Okay. Damien, you up? Okay. D, you up?
What was the question again?
Basically, they want to know, have you ever considered putting out any official documentation or documentaries on the bully breed?
I personally thought about it for sure. I feel like there's never enough information out there, and it wouldn't hurt personally to, document my own stuff, and I'd be more than, willing to put it out there for people as an educational tool on what I've personally done and how I've bred. So yeah, I thought about it.
Okay. About Jen? Jen, you want to answer that? She walked away. Oh, wait, let's do it. Jen, you got to unmute yourself. Oh, she got that. Jeffrey, you want to take that?
Yeah, I actually me and Zeb talked about it. That's one of the ways like me and Zeb actually kind of build it together on his whole bully talk venture. And the one block we always came up on was like trying to get the right story because you got so many dogs that kind of like made a name, especially like early on in the bully, I guess renaissance, when the bully shit was like really crazy, like when I got a dog kind of like Max style or whatever. He had a lot of dogs that made names, and what you stumble upon is that when you get into classes and you get all the questions of if this was this way, or what's a real bully, it becomes too complicated. It's like, how do you gather that much information? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you put together that much information to actually get enough factual information to do a documentary? But yeah, to answer the question, yeah, like definitely, I'm pretty sure just like everybody else, like a lot of people thought about it.
Myself, I definitely thought about it, but it has been done that I know of twice already, though. Well, more than twice. There's a lot of documentary style videos on YouTube. But Bobby Deans, shout out Bobby Deans. He actually did 2 series on American Bully. I mean, a lot of it was with an agenda or whatever, but it was a lot of information in those videos that was definitely useful. That we could definitely use a lot more of that. That was one of the videos that I came across as a newbie. So, I came in with a different perspective than a lot of people that never saw that video because it is actually kind of hard to find because I was looking for it to show it to somebody and I couldn't find it. One of the things was it was a dispute about how big Cairo was and how he actually looked compared to the pictures on Wikipedia. So that's why I was looking for the video. But Bobby Deans did that twice. So yeah, I mean, it can be done. It would have to be done by somebody with a lot more time in the actual bully game and with more knowledge of things that I wouldn't know nothing about. So I could only do it from my perspective and what I know from the time that I've been in the bully game. That would have to be done by somebody with a lot of time in the game, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of contacts, a lot of people that they know where they can use facts and not hearsay. So I think maybe somebody will do it sooner or later.
Yeah.
Damien, you up?
Well, Christina Maxwell wants to know, where is everybody going to be February 13th?
Yeah, that highly.
That was directed to me?
That was to all of us.
I mean, honestly, I plan on being in Arkansas. I don't know about everybody else. Everybody else playing around. I'm trying to get Lawrence to ride out with me. But if all goes as planned, yeah, I'll be in Arkansas right there. I got you, Christina.
I'm definitely in the talks with Heidi about making that move. I'm a little spoiled when it comes to traveling, and he know that. So it's not easy for me to see. He a trooper. He's what you call what they call them, people that go out frontier. We can't hear you, Jen, because you muted yourself. But please, if you got a lot of people in there, and you get ready to talk, to be quiet. But
Are you talking to me?
Hey, yeah, I didn't know if you was talking to us or what, but I was letting you know that you listen so we can hear you.
Am I allowed to talk?
Yeah, you're allowed to talk. You just just must, we got to keep it controlled. That's all.
Oh, I thought you was asking me a question because, you know, I'm on mute status. I can't be talking like that. You know, I'm on restriction and shit.
Christina wants to know where
You
everybody.
still my nigga though. You still my nigga though.
All right, mute you now. Listen to the question.
Hey, Holly.
What's going on, Jen?
All right, you muted, so I want you to listen to the question. Christina wants to know where everybody's going to be on February 13th. Now you may speak, lady.
I'm gonna dapping on your asses real quick. I can do it with the phone. You already know. But what's the dog question? Cause you know I'm gonna get in trouble. I'll be.
You ready? The next person.
Any dog question?
Jeffro, where you gonna be at on February 13th?
My ass is gonna be at Bleepity Street, Washington D.C. with my dogs, my family, and the house chilling.
Okay. All right, Jen. The question is, you listening? I see your mouth moving. You can't be listening if your mouth is moving. Listen to the question. The question is, where will you be on February 13th? That's Christina Maxwell wants to know. Where will you be February 13th? Go.
And I'm a special guest.
Okay.
Who are you?
Answer the question, woman.
I cannot hear you. Y'all talk. Am I muted or not?
No, listen.
February 13 in Arkansas, Little Rock. It's the Bullypedia and ABKC 2-sanction show with Christina Maxwell and me, PBK Jen, is going to be special guest. I guess I'm going to be honored for something that they have a surprise. So that's all I know. They told me to show up and be there and be ready and turn up or something.
Okay, Christina. Christina said,
you guys are so quiet, man. What's up with the volume, man?
Listen. This is the rule. Listen.
That's what I'm talking about. Turn up.
We have rules. The rules are.
Who are you with the head on? I don't know you.
I don't know you either. I'm Jeffro.
Good. Listen.
I like your hair.
Hi, anyway.
Listen, Jen. Listen. You ready? This is the rules. Damien asks the questions. We can't hear you because I muted you. Damien asks the questions. Can you hear me? Hey, let me turn myself up so you can hear me. Damien is the one who asks the questions, and then I go from left to right, and we all answer the questions. Okay? So, Damien, what is the next question?
Okay, same person that asked the initial question. They want to know, have you guys ever thought about putting out like pamphlets or any type of programming to introduce new people to the breed or spread the word about the breed?
Okay, we're going to go left to right. Tony, you up. Tony, you up. Tony, we can't hear you. You're on mute. Okay, I'll take that question. We can't hear Tony. I don't. In this day and age, people are not really using leaflets and pamphlets and things like that. I think it's more of an age where people is going to be on the internet and watching videos and things like that. So I think we're already doing that. I've been making little videos here and there. I've also made a informational video. Tony's made informational videos. We have them on our YouTube channel. So the leaflets and pamphlets, I mean, they blow away, they get thrown away. It's really a waste of money and paper. So we've been doing it, video style. Tony, like I said, he has a couple videos think he has one on worming puppies and something else, and I have one on feeding puppies, young puppies, with raw and all that stuff. So we'll probably make more videos like that, informational videos. You know, if you just follow us on YouTube, my YouTube is Eugenics Bullies. It's on YouTube. You'll find it's easy to find. Tony, what's your YouTube channel?
Sure, my YouTube is. It should be Waiting Gold Kennels.
Okay. And Hailey, you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah. Under HD Bullies.
How about you? Dan, you got a YouTube channel? Okay, Jeffrey, you got a YouTube channel?
You know, everybody can contact me on
Hold on, I'm allowed to talk. Yes, I do.
What's your YouTube channel?
YouTube.
Damien, can you send Christina a invite? You can try to YouTube channel, Jen?
I think my YouTube is like PBK Jen or something like that. I ain't really be on there, so I don't know. You guys gonna have to. It's Jennifer Anichko Moore or PBK Jen. It's been so long that I haven't been on there, so I really don't know.
Gotta get up there and update it.
I'm gonna leave the YouTube channel up to y'all.
Like I said, my YouTube is Eugenics Bullies. You hit me up there. My phone number's up there. If anybody want to call, hit me up. I'm always willing to help, talk, whatever. Damien, next question.
Okay, I got a question. I guess this is directed towards you, Lawrence and Tony. It says you guys were talking about the XL class going out the other day. What are some of the things you think that would reinvigorate the XL class, since you think the market is moving towards pockets?
I don't think Tony said that. I think I was the one that I was the one that said that, but I'll let Tony go first.
Like I said, I think the XL community is alive and thriving. I just feel that they're just not involved in showing, as much as some are, but as much as some of the other classes. And everything runs a cycle. Sometimes you'll see the pocket classes will be huge for a while, and then they slow up and become real small. Same with the standard. It goes back and forth. But I don't think the XL as a breed is dying out at all. In the show ring, yes. You don't see a lot of XL dogs in the show ring. So, just the XL community just gotta get together and start showing up to some shows.
There are still a lot of people that breed XLs and like XLs. I think just my perspective and my opinion in the bully community is not a lot of people that are into XL dogs. I can't say what would revive the XL community. It would have to be, more than anything else, this is a community and people run it like a business. And in business, it's supply and demand. So if it's not a high demand, because now they're coming out with demand for Merle Bulldogs. The demand changes all the time, like Tony said, but the demand for them will have to change in order for things to change.
This question is for Jeff. It says, Jeff, how does it feel to get famous in the dog community with Zev Pitts?
It's funny. I'm a regular dude, man. I don't look at it like fame. I don't count internet stuff and things like that. If I'm not getting paid for it, I ain't no fame in it. But I understand what he's saying and I answer the question. It's invigorating, man. Like, it's cool. like to be honest with you, because most of the people that I see that do media, whether they make videos or put out magazines or whatever, they breed, and or they're really close to breeding. Know somebody that's in the breeding community full fledged, and for me to just be an owner, I think that is neat. I mean, I think it's more so about my honesty. Me and Zay were talking today, and I was telling him that I was in a carry out not too long ago, probably about last week or so. I was in a carry out right before the snow, and a guy was he kept looking at me and everything. I kept saying to people and whatnot, and then he come over. He's like, "Hey man, you don't mean no harm, man." He said, "Man, you got dogs, man. You be on YouTube or something?" And I'm like, "Yeah. He's like, yeah, you all right." Blah 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 blah. But that's cool. And what I get out of it is, just if I can help anybody with anything I say, man, and that's my job done. You know what I mean? So I don't really look at it from a fame aspect. When me and Zay got together and I did that video, to be honest with people, it was because I was trying to get to understand and get to know the breed. And so I figured I put out what I know about, because at the time the big thing was the pit bull versus the bull. Before other than the ABKC and a couple of other kennel clubs wanted to acknowledge them even as its own breed, like that was the big thing. So we kind of went on that, and I went on that from my aspect of it and what I observed of the dog, and a lot of people just tended to kind of like agree with me or appreciate my honesty. So that's all it was, man. If I can help it, okay.
Hey guys!
Hey, Christina.
Okay, I don't think we can do the voice on the intercom.
You guys are having fun, huh?
Heck yeah! 400 and how many more miles to go? Let's see. We're gonna get there at 6:24 in the morning.
We got Christina Maxwell on the road on her way to Georgia.
And look at
I
Brooke.
told you she was lying.
What show you on your way to, Christina?
The Super Bowl. You see Brooke? Everybody see Brooke, Jaron?
Hey, bro.
Look, the #1 Frenchie's in here too. See?
Hold on.
Turbo.
Uh-oh, hold on. Where HD Bullies at?
What?
Got
Here.
HD Bullies somewhere on here. There you go. You heard that? You heard that? DC said the #1 French right here. Let us see it.
I know. Tell Brooke I said what's going on.
Hey.
Hey.
Here. Hey, Turbo, say hello. Say I'm the best. There's nobody as good as me.
Turbo's definitely a nice dog.
My boy said this year I think we might want to change that up just a tad bit.
Oh, he's cute.
We gotta put in that work, Brooke. You know I respect the hustle and the grind, baby. But
You should be coming to Georgia. You should be coming to Georgia.
I mean, yeah, I hear you.
Turbo said. You mad?
We gotta get to Georgia.
Turbo didn't like what you said.
I got love for you, Turbo. It ain't nothing personal, baby.
Who you got riding with you, Christina, besides Brooke?
My husband Dustin sitting over here smoking a cigarette.
There you go. He always hiding.
He's always hot.
You got Jen on. Jen is on. She over there busy.
She said, hell no.
Which way are we going?
No, right. Turn this up, man.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna turn you down for a second, Christina. We're gonna get to the next question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Damien.
Okay, next question says, given kennel blindness is becoming a big issue in the bully community, what are some of the things that we can curb this at the registry level as well as the peer level?
Go ahead, Tone. That's on you.
I'm getting a lot of. I couldn't hear the question. You said something about kennel blindness and the registries.
Go ahead,
I'm getting a
Dave.
lot of background noise from somebody.
Yeah, there is some background noise.
That's right, Chris.
Question is, given that kennel blindness seems to be becoming a bigger problem in the bully community, what are some of the things we can do to curb this at the registry level and the peer level as well?
I don't know who that is. Go ahead, Tone.
All right, there we go. It's hard to say. I don't know. I don't know what we could do for. I mean, kennel blind. That's on the view of an individual. I think it'll always be there. Kennel blindness has been going on no matter what registry or what breed you're part of. Kennel blindness is a thing that it affects, I think, every breeder in one way or another. We all get lost in our program. We all think that, sometimes we think our program might not need improvement, and that's being kennel blind, not recognizing where your program needs improvement at, or the flaws or faults that are coming out, in your line or in your breedings. So, I think if the registries regulated the dogs that they registered by some means, that would help the breeds, or the breeds out a lot. So, I mean, ultimately it's the registry, but the registry is a business, so it's, and they can only do so much with regulating what dogs get registered. But, if they came up with some kind of guidelines where they inspected all dogs, then as far as the breeds being in better shape, I think that would help out a lot. But kennel blindness will always be there, and with the American Bully and some of these other breeds, it's about the cash. So people are just simply, they don't even care about flaws or faults or temperament issues or whatever. So that's the problems we face. It's going to be here.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I think a lot. What Tony says, I agree. I also think that we need to start being honest. Facebook has changed a lot of things in the dog game period and life period. So I think people need to start being more honest and stop lying to people and agreeing with people and following behind everybody else. Because see, what I noticed is that when somebody puts up a post of a dog and they say certain things like, "Oh, crazy bone, crazy head, crazy this," and you looking at it and you can clearly see that the title doesn't fit the dog.
Right.
Everybody's on the post, "Oh, badass, this and that, whatever." And then as soon as somebody says something negative, then all the negative comments start. And I think it's a lot of times people are just so afraid to offend people by being honest, that it always takes that one person to just cause everybody to just start going apeshit on a post. And I think if people just start being honest from the beginning, nobody tell people that their dogs are this or that, and just say it. Stop liking pictures that you don't really like. Stop commenting badass on dogs that are not really badass. And a lot of that will change. Because, I mean, me and Tony on this one post, the dog is not, 25-inch heads or 22. I mean, come on, man. You can look and see that.
It's tough, though. I mean, look, as soon as you're honest with somebody, or even if you inbox them and you try to educate them a little bit, what happens? People get defensive, they start calling you names, they block you. I mean, you're right. The only way that we can reach people or make a change is to educate. Education you're going to hit that one person out of 100, but you know, it's one person. But that's the thing. It's what people perceive as badass or nice. You know, may not be nice to the next person. And as far as a standard or a breed, it's not nice. But that's where the community is, man. Everybody clicks up and everybody supports each other, whether they're doing wrong or right. So
just to kind of add on from my perspective, you know, I'm not a breeder man, but just to add on, you know, like I feel like if you have any kind of thing, especially dealing with livestock or anything like that, that shit is like a computer, and every so often you got to do an upgrade. You know what I mean? Because everything's changing. Like going back to the last questions that we were commenting on in terms of the Excel class, like some things kind of come full circle. You know, they can get that thing going on, but you got to upgrade. You know what I mean? And I think that goes back to some of the stuff that kind of me and Zed was saying, where we were like, you know, a lot of people getting involved into breeding that shouldn't be involved in breeding, and they may not have the money to upbreed, or they may not have the connects to or be plugged in with people that or have, you know, legit dogs. And then like you said too, you know, with the registries and what you consider standard and what's tight and what's not. I mean, like we all support each other sometimes, whether the dogs are shitty or not. You know, I'll be honest, I've done it before in the past too. So, you know, like you said, it's just kind of piggyback on what y'all saying, you know, but you got to upgrade.
Okay. HD Bullies, you want to touch that? Hold on. Let me turn you up. Okay, go ahead.
What was we touching base on? It kind of hit a lot of different things. What was the
What
question?
can we do as a community to help curb kennel blindness?
Yeah. I agree with what everybody said. First of all, on an honesty thing, a lot of people kind of know me for speaking, I guess, my opinion, and it's just my opinion. It's the things that I like, but it's the things that I feel benefit the breed. Me personally, I try to breed to better the breed. I too like bully. I mean, like everybody else, you know, I like bone, I like girth, but I mean health. That's the most important thing. I mean, we can't lose sight of the health of these dogs in the process of, you know, trying to create, you know, our ideal vision of, you know, whatever the breed, you know, that you breed may be. Um, just don't lose. That's what's important to me anyway. Health, health, health. I think a lot of people lose focus on the health of these dogs to gain, you know, these things that they look at as assets when function to your dog. And I mean, you know, everybody claims they want a dog with function, but I don't see a lot of people.
You froze up, D.
That's most important. Don't. What was that?
Now you have froze up. When the last thing we heard was a lot of people say they want function, but I guess you said they don't breathe for it, but you cut out there.
Yeah. And I mean, they don't breathe for it. You know, the adding all that bone and all that girth. I mean, what's the functions?
Okay. Go ahead. Jen's over there talking. Damien, go ahead. Next question. Hey, wait up, hold on. If you're watching, please share the link. We want more people to find out. We want more people to come on. This panel is for everybody. It's for everybody to give their opinion, voice their opinion. You know, debate a point. If you have any questions, feel free. Hit us up on Google Hangouts. Hit us up on YouTube. Comment underneath the video, or you can message myself, Damien or Toon, and we'll get right to you and answer any questions you have. Go ahead, Damien. Next question.
Okay, this is just for a little humor. Basically, this lady says her husband is 6'7", but he wants to buy a teacup Chihuahua. How does she talk him out of buying a teacup Chihuahua?
Okay, what she want to do is
Bye, Frenchie.
she want to make sure she go in his closet and get rid of all his skinny jeans. After she get rid of all the skinny jeans, you want to tell her to go on YouTube and type in eugenics bullies. You want to tell them to go on YouTube and type in HD bullies. You want to tell them to go on YouTube and type in PBK. You want to tell them to go on YouTube and type in Weight and Gold Kennels. And you want to go on YouTube and type in Bully Talk with Zed Pitts. And if that don't change his mind, then I don't know. Go ahead, David.
Okay, this is actually I think 3 questions in one, so I'm gonna ask it in parts. It says, do you guys think that the standard is based on a sliding scale right now in the bully community?
On what?
A sliding scale, meaning is it sliding either way to kind of fit where the bullies are at that particular moment? It's not really a set standard, basically.
Go ahead, Tom.
I mean, the standards have been revised recently within the past year. The standards are the standard. The thing is that the standards are left open for interpretation, and depending on who's most popular in the breeder community, along with judges and just people that are involved, they are really the deciding factor on where the breed goes. In our breed, it's constantly changing so much because everybody chases the money, and like I said, everybody gets clicked up. So when you have people that have a following, a big following, people that are really good at marketing themselves, and that are out there putting videos, paying thousands of dollars for their dogs to be shipped, just doing tours around the world, they ultimately contribute big time to the shift in the breed. Even if it tends to get away from the standard, you see everybody kind of, gravitating towards that type. So I believe that the standard itself does play a big part, but in our breed, it's determined by, a lot of the people involved. A lot of people in the popularity.
Christina, we just checking in with y'all. We hoping y'all safe. I don't see nothing. All we see is black, so we just making sure y'all.
Woo! She might have went off road.
Hold on, let me turn out.
The shortcut.
Christina, y'all still there? Uh-oh. And then, okay, I see some
I see some. Oh.
life. I see some life. You got yourself muted. We just checking in. That's what's up. Okay.
Okay, we're here.
All right. We just.
This trip's gonna be fun. Let me tell you.
We'll check in every now and then with you. Y'all okay? Okay. D, you want to go next? Okay, I think he froze. Jen, you wanna go on that? Oh wait, he's back. HD Bullies, you wanna answer that?
No, pretty much. Tone covered that.
Okay. All right. I agree with that. I think that it has a lot to do with what dogs are popular, but it also has a lot to do with the fact that we have so many classes. It's hard. People wanna put everything on the judges and say the judges are picking these dogs and the judges are picking those dogs, but you got to remember, the dogs are there. So I mean, they got to work with what they got in the ring. So if you allow for so many different types and styles of dogs to be in the ring together, I mean, how can it slide either way? It's gonna go depending on who's the judge and what dogs are in the ring, because it's too many styles. You got even in the standard class, you got maybe 2 different styles of dogs in just one class. You know what I mean? Then when you get
I want to add to that.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
When you get to the pockets, it's the same thing. It's even more variety of styles. So go ahead. It's on you, D.
I just wanted to add to the part of them saying, what they have to choose from. If it's a lot of people that complain, but a lot of people don't show up to these shows and bring these dogs to compete. So the judges are choosing what's in front of them, and the more people stay home, the less they have to choose from. So a lot of people, once again, they claim to fight the fight. Well, the
50
fight is
is what?
also in that ring.
Look, we gonna do
So
it.
a lot of people got to get out there and get in that ring and show up. And I speak on more from the aspect of the shorty bulls and the Frenchies. I know that there's a lot of people that own them, but a lot of people don't show up. They don't show these dogs, but you see a lot of complaint about where the breed is going. I mean, people have to help fight, towards the direction they want to see the breed go, and that means you yourself coming out and showing your dog.
Right. I agree. Jen, you wanna touch on that?
Hold on, Tony. You're getting a lot of feedback. Hold on, Tony.
Okay. Go ahead, Damien. Next question.
No, I think Tony was jumping in.
Tony, you was. No, I think he told D to go. Wait, let me see. I might have turned them down because I heard all that noise. I didn't know where it was coming from. Yeah, I turned them down. Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me? Okay. Well, I was saying is D, like especially in your breed, like the Frenchie or the English Bulldog, in our community with our registry, do you feel that the lack of education as far as certain breeds affects where the breed goes and what direction it goes in, especially with what your your breeds that you're dealing with? I feel like a lot of the judges never had any kind of background as far as in other registries or with multiple breeds. A lot of bully judges, that's all they know is bullies, and all they know is dealing with dogs with a lot of flaws or faults. Now they've been given the task to judge other breeds, oldies, English, Frenchies. Where do they get their education from? You understand? They don't know those breeds very well. So that's what I see.
I agree.
And I see judges going in completely opposite direction of the true things that they should be focusing on with some of these breeds. Like some of the stuff where you would get kicked out of the ring for, they're going completely towards that type, in our registries. So that's just,
Hold on, Jeff. I gotta turn you up. Hold on. Let me find you on here. I gotta turn you up. Okay, go ahead.
Now you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, look, let me. This is kind of relating to the person's question and what's the subject on hand. Like, Lawrence, like my boy Bobby Womack, right? And his style of bully, right? At one point in time, homie probably could clean up on something in terms of a match or whatever, despite the fact, the homeboy an animal. But and like some people, I come from a standpoint of ownership. And a lot of people that are probably watching this right now maybe are not breeding or, don't have a kennel and more so want to own and get into the mix. The thing about the bully is that regardless to what, everybody that wanted a bully or got a bully either had pit bulls before or wanted a pit bull. And you saw the bully almost as like the ultimate pit bull, right? So, I had and this is kind of related to what your boy was saying in terms of lack of knowledge. I actually had an English staffy years ago, Smokey. Smokey was an English staffy in terms of I can't say for a fact because I didn't have any papers on it. I bought them from somebody. But in terms of what I saw with the short muzzle, height, things of that nature, Some people would probably call him a pocket bully to this day, but he wasn't a pocket bully. He was like a short, strong as, petite, light as, big head as pit bull. And a lot of people used to ask me, like, yo, where you get him from? Where you get him from? I'm like, I bought him from somebody. Not knowing myself that he was an English Staffy, or may have had some English Staffy in the mix. So a lot of when things started kind of going pocket, and everybody saying pocket, we always wished for our pit bulls to be short and thick. We didn't want our pit bulls to be tall. If you had a tall ass pit bull, you're like, yo, I don't want that shit. If you had a skinny pit bull, not even knowing that pit bulls are only supposed to be a certain weight, we didn't want it. We wanted girth. We wanted Staffordshire Terrier type, mass. So I think that at the end of the day, it got a lot to do with where the breeders came and evolved to. We got so much, we got the pocket thing going on. They're not just short and strong, they're short and thick, short and massy and bone. So, it's I think a lot of that has to do with, like you said, like it's just piggybacking off of what y'all saying and just giving a different aspect, man.
I mean, I could go back to what I said the other day. I mean, the breed, it started. I mean, if this breed would have been started with the UKC, it would have had to go through a bunch of steps and evolve and become, consistent with a look before it was even allowed to become a breed. I think this breed was allowed to develop as it was already being called a breed. So that's why it's changing so much, and everybody's not understanding why. It's because all these changes that's going on with this breed are usually changes that go on behind the scenes before it's called the breed. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in the beginning, like I remember 7, 8 years ago seeing dogs that I was like wowed by, and I just saw a picture of a dog I saw maybe 6 years ago that just blew my mind, and I seen a picture of him yesterday, and I was like, he looked crazy to me when I first saw him. But looking at the dogs today, he don't look like nothing. So all the evolving that the breed is doing is all that stuff that should have been done behind the scenes before it was called the breed. So that's why we gotta understand why it's evolving like this into what it is. American bully, the word bully, it puts a certain image in your mind, and I don't think that the early American bullies fit to that, like being called that to me. You know what I mean? Back then, yeah, you look at them like you look at the dogs and they look monstrous, like they look so massive back then. But to compare to the dogs today, they don't look like nothing. So go ahead, Damien. Make sure I got everybody know.
Okay. Next question. Since we can all agree that the American Bully breed is still evolving, what's the next evolution that you guys see coming? I know you guys, some of you think the pockets are pretty much going to take over the bully community, but I would like some feedback from everybody on the panel if they see a different evolution in the bully world coming.
Don't go ahead, on you.
I was getting a lot of feedback. I couldn't even hear.
He said, do you hear me?
Yeah.
He said, they know that some of us think that the pocket is going to take over, but they want to know everybody's view. Like, what do they see since the American bully is still evolving? Where do they see it going in your own opinion? Right?
Do they see the pocket bullies taking over?
No. What do you see? Like they said they knew they heard that on our show, but
I mean, I don't see. I don't see a whole lot of change. I mean, more classes bring more money to the registry, so I don't think they're going to do away with all these classes. There's too many people involved and invested too much time in their style, whether it be the classics, the XLs, pockets, the standard. So I don't think they're going anywhere. I think, you have your I think if it did, when it was all said and done, I think you would have the pockets and the standards, or you would have one standard with a big margin as far as height and size, maybe. But standards are definitely not going anywhere. I mean, I like pockets and I love standards, so I don't see myself going in either directions. Um, you know, I like to breed for both. I have my pocket dogs that breed together. I have my standards that breed together. Um, so I see it. I mean, before we see any kind of change, it's going to be. It would be so far down the road if it did. So, no, you're wrong, Lawrence.
That's your opinion. But anyway,
Huh?
that's your opinion. But anyway, um, I don't think that it's gonna do away with it. We talking about he asked whether us to take over, and I think
Can't hear you. You're too far back.
I
Come
said,
closer to the mic.
can you hear me now? Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, let me fix my shit. Okay. Um, I don't think I'm not saying that the classes are gonna be gone. I'm just saying that overall the preference is gonna be pocket. You can't say that I'm wrong if you can't like prove it. We not there yet. So when we get there, then you can say Lawrence, you was wrong. But right now, you can't say I'm wrong. That's your opinion. I think the majority of people nowadays want smaller dogs. What I see, I follow very closely to what's going on in the community. That's what I see. More people like smaller dogs than the bigger size dogs. I personally like standards. I've always been a standard person. But more people like the smaller dogs. And that's just what it is. That's why
I think it goes both ways. I think it goes both ways, and like I said, things go in cycles. You know, a couple of years, one thing might be popular, then it comes back. Then it comes back around. Something else is popular. You know, you got to look at this champion class, the grand champion class, and see what dogs are more predominant as far as what varieties. I mean, right now you see a little bit of everything, but you do see a lot of standards. You know,
pockets is
so a lot of standard dogs. Standard class are usually pretty big.
A lot of standards coming off of pockets too. Genetics.
I mean, I don't know. I just go by
Genetics is genetics, man.
to me. That's the direction everything is heading to me. I mean, I remember I remember having conversations maybe 4 years ago with people as like I wasn't even into pockets. I was still only into standards. I didn't like XLs and didn't really care for pockets because I don't want to have to pick my dog up and put him in the car. I wanted to be able to jump in the car on his own. But I started noticing that people were like going crazy if they had a 14-inch dog. Now, they're trying to breed dogs the size of soda bottles. I mean, they just getting smaller and smaller. They're not getting bigger. They're getting smaller. Even in the bullies, the regular bullies, and in the exotics and all that, everybody is in a competition. Like I thought it was funny back then, 4 years ago. Like, since when did it become a competition to see who got the smallest dog? I thought it was supposed to be the best overall dog. You know what I mean?
I think because households are getting smaller too, that a lot of people are going for smaller dogs. And if you can have something like a bully in a compact state, then it's awesome, especially for people that are apartments. I get a lot of people up here that love when they see pocket bullies, they love it because it's a lot of people in apartments. A lot of people can't even afford houses up here. So if you can fit something like that in your house or in your apartment, that's as close to a pit bull or a bully or whatever, and it's compact, trust me, it's a lot of that going on all over. The households are getting smaller. So I think it's almost like how I think also like when toy dogs started, the toy dog craze. Everybody was buying Yorkies and teacup Yorkies and all that. Small is just now what's in. It is what it is.
Somebody just commented on Facebook, Hector. He said, I think people like pockets more because when you mention they have bulldog in their blood, it tears down the wall of fear people have for the pit bull. Um, I agree, kind of, but I think just the whole stigma. See, when you have those bigger dogs, you have certain blood involved in mating those bigger dogs. So those dogs tend to be the ones that want to pull you down the block, and you have to get the big heavy duty chains for their neck, and not the chain chains, but big heavy duty collars, and stuff to make sure the dog is secure. And people are so afraid of them dogs. The smaller dogs, even though they have all that mass or whatever, they're disarming. And if you own a home or you rent, those big dogs, it's hard to find a place when you have those type of dogs. You know what I mean? People,
Right.
they don't want to rent to you, and ain't no insurance company's gonna cover your dogs. You know what I mean? When you buy a house. So, I think that has a lot to do with it too. People have apartments, people have homes, and they have more than one dog. Insurance issues, the fear issues with people when they see these dogs. I think that all plays into why people are more attracted to the smaller dog.
It's like what your boy was saying too. Like it's misinformation because I remember people telling me like, "Yo, you get the pocket bully because it's bred with bulldog, so it can kind of cut the temperament or cut the gameness out of the pit." Like all of that is misinformation, and I think that's also the stigma, also the misinformation that gets people to kind of go to the bully because we don't know if it's bulldog missing them. I've seen.
Well, I mean, no, listen. If you got a bully that's short and bully, somewhere in his pet, this bully.
Bulldog is in there, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm
Listen, we know that for a fact.
listen,
This is the
somebody
discussion
said
that
that.
I had a million times. First of all, you cannot make a new breed with two breeds. So anybody that believes that these dogs came from Amstaffs and Pit Bulls, you don't know shit about dogs because you cannot take an Amstaff to a Pit Bull and get anything different than what you already got.
What you already got. Not, like, no, get it twisted. Like, I'm
So
just
there's more than just bulldogs in this breed. You got bulldogs, you got American bulldogs. The earlier dogs, the ones with their eyes real close together and their fronts
I mean,
off.
that's even where the runny eyes come from. That's one of the traits of a bulldog, the runny eyes, my nigga.
You got American bulldog, you got mastiff, different mastiff breeds. You got English bulldog, you got French bulldog, you got old English bulldog. It's a lot of different breeds, and that's the way you're supposed to make a breed. I don't understand why everybody's so afraid to admit that there's bulldogs in these dogs.
Like I said, I've never heard nobody stamp it. You know what I mean? And I think that's still the elephant in the room to this day. Like nobody still don't want to admit it, my nigga. That's the elephant in the room.
Listen, when you admit that, then you have to admit that everything that was said from the beginning is a lie. And that's why people don't want to admit it. Everybody knows it. I mean, the trace is there. If you know anything about dogs, period, you can see what the influence is. Like, when I was little, I used to be able to tell by looking at dogs what they mix with because I was around dogs when I was a kid.
I had a lab pit mix, my best dog with yellow eyes, red nose. That's Labrador all day, long floppy ears, kind of girthy all day. He just ain't had a long coat. Pit mix. I mean, I'm hip, but I can't stamp it, my nigga. I'm not getting that bone.
Hey, listen. It
They'd
is.
be like Jeff said that bullies is mixed with bulldog. Next thing you know, you got people coming. I ain't said.
Listen, if they don't know that, then they don't know nothing about this breed.
Wow.
Yeah, man. But go ahead, Damien. Next question. You on mute?
Next question is for HD Bullies. It said, HD Bullies, can you tell me a little bit more about your Frenchie program and how you got involved with the Frenchies?
Yeah, sure. More or less, I got in the shorty bulls first. And my wife, it was Grand Champion Butterbean, owned by Jesse at the Bully Firm. She fell in love with him, and she had to have a Frenchie like that. So we purchased our first female Frenchie. Didn't exactly start out like we planned. She was, gorgeous girl. But like anybody else, I think for the most part, everybody who started somewhere started with a dog that either wasn't their ideal dog or might have came with, a headache or something.
Even
So more,
everybody in the game got beat on a dog or two or three or four until they got what
more, more or less. You know what I mean?
No
So,
doubt.
so,
No doubt.
so, I got my girl and I love her. Sapphire was her name. Rest in peace, Sapphire. That's Yosemite Sam mom. And I had to make sure her health was up to par before even focusing on, breeding her. So we did that, and thanks to the vet that I go to this day out in Maryland, they had 100%, and it was a go. We got her bred, and we bred it to none other than Butterbean. And that produced Yosemite Sam, which we lost beginning of December. Rest in peace, Sam. But that's the start of my program. 100% Hungarian Ligi blood. The girth, the bone, the head. That also strands from shark line, Sopium and Periator blood. So more or less, we focused on that blood. And to this day, that's the blood I run. Up front, we have a Hungarian import female. She produced a litter for us. They're like 6 months old right now. That's Bebop Sam's mom. Her name is Lady. You guys might be able to see her a little bit this year. I might pull her out. But we hunt. We don't just go with whatever. I went hunting. Anybody will tell you I hit the road, man. I don't pick anything. I look for certain traits, certain features in the dog. Function, once again, that's important to me. Health, that's important to me. I got kids, and I want these dogs to, grow with my kids. So, these are the things that I care about. I care about health, especially with the bulldogs. All these dogs have bulldogs in them or are bulldogs, and health is big. So you got to focus on that. And that's actually not the cause of dogs. Sapphire was older. So, comes with the bulldogs, and she had a rough life prior to me getting her. I think, her coming here was where, she had it at ease. We made sure that the end of her life was a good life. She had 2 litters with us. That was it. Nothing, I never overbred a dog. That's not, once again, not my focus. She gave us healthy puppies, and she lived the rest of her life on here as a house dog. Yosemite Sam, we lost him to stress. Stress within my house. A dog was, taken from my camp, and it was stress to the family, and that's my son. I mean, that's not just a dog. So, stressed him out. I guess, he had a heart attack. So, that's how we lost Sam. I got his urn up there, with all his. That's him. That's his progression and what he did in the game, what he did in the community. But not to get off track. I focus for features like, that round head that Sam brings to the table. His mom had that. That wide chest, his mom had that. It was that female that started my program, not the male. So, for all those people out there who think it's the male, you're wrong, man. It's the female. The female, I believe anyway. It's my opinion. Let me not say you're wrong. My opinion is it's the female. For me, that's what I always started with, even in Shorty Bulls. Female. I started with a female. And I look for all the features that I would want my male to have. And here we are today with, the Frenchie program that I have. And I mean, I could show you better than I could, tell you. There's like a little up and come I got here, La Loopsy. And once again, off that Hungarian blood. And now I'm gonna tell you, I think you can see the color in this dog. I don't know. It's not a focus of mine. Yes, I like color, but structure, man, structure. This girl's feet is perfect. I mean, beautiful eye set. She looks like a Frenchie. She don't, look like another breed or a mix of another breed. I didn't cheat. I didn't shortcut. Hunting for good blood. I mean, quality dogs. I give you guys just another example of something that I'm really excited about. And to me, this is what a Frenchie is. This is it right here. This is what I believe a Frenchie is. Look at the ear set on this dog. He looks like a Frenchie. That's a Frenchie. That's not, a cross with English or anything. I didn't shortcut. I searched for blood, hardcore. I traveled. I got dogs imported. And, you know what I mean? That's the result of that.
Okay.
Okay, this question's for everybody. Okay, it says, I'm going to test you guys' honesty. Okay, and it's kind of a long scenario, but I'm just going to cut it down for the purpose of asking y'all the question. Basically, they want to know if you had the opportunity to own the #1 stud in the country, better yet, the #1 stud in history, but he's people aggressive, you can only have him in-house, not in the kennel. Do you or do you not own him, and why?
No,
No.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will never own a human aggressive dog, a dog that's unstable. Of course, you got to know, you got to know a little bit about the dog's genetics and whether it's a genetic thing or if the dog became that way for the way it was treated and stuff like that. But ultimately, I don't want that liability. I don't want that liability around my family. I don't want that liability around strangers. If a dog like that does happen to latch onto somebody, for someone that is a breeder and runs a kennel, you got a lot to lose. So for me, no. For me, it's a big thing. Like temperament is the #1 thing I breed for, and people can vouch for me. My dogs pretty much all act the same. It's because I look for a specific type. That's why I keep, almost half of every litter I produce. So nope, no way. Wouldn't want them.
Okay. He's off. Well, even though we talk a hypothetical, you got to. All right, if he's the #1 stud in the country, which I doubt an aggressive dog would ever be the #1 stud in the country.
Right.
Let's just say he is the #1 stud in the country. It will be because that's the style of dog that everybody in the country is looking for, an aggressive dog. So in a scenario like that, I probably would keep him. But breeding American bullies, no, I wouldn't keep an aggressive dog. I had him when I first started breeding. I had some Remy and Half Blood on my male, and Remy and Gray Line Blood on my female. And both of those dogs were aggressive as hell. One was aggressive towards people, and one was aggressive towards dogs. And all the puppies, out of the 2 times I bred those dogs, I got calls and calls of people asking me what they got to do. They don't understand what's going on. The dog is trying to kill the Yorkie. The dogs were fighting, and my husband got in it, and he got bit. So I got rid of those dogs. I don't keep no dogs that show any aggression like that for breeding. If I keep a dog like that, it'd be specifically for a guard dog. That's it.
And it's a disqualification as far as with the breed standard for any registry. As far as the breed, it's a DQ. So, like Lawrence said, I don't see how a dog would ever be the #1 dog in a country like that. But hey, sometimes I guess they just say hypothetically it slid through the cracks. I mean, I don't know.
There's a lot of aggressive bully blood, but you gotta know most of the aggressive blood you're gonna find is the old school blood, and a lot of it has to do with what Jeff was saying earlier. A lot of it is true. When you add certain breeds, you can either increase or decrease the dog's aggression. They need to feel like they need to protect everything, or you can turn them down. So the bulldog breeds do turn the aggressiveness down. I like chill dogs. I like that I could sit here and all my dogs is there sleeping. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to separate my dogs.
But remember, human aggressive and dog aggression is 2 different things.
Yeah, it is.
So that's 2 different things.
Even
You say old school dogs tend to be more aggressive. No. Maybe as far as dog aggression, the more Amstaff or the more Pit Bull you have in there, then
Gray
yes.
line dogs.
But if it's human aggression, no.
Gray line dogs are people aggressive and dog aggressive.
Well, I mean, I had a bunch of gray line dogs, and none of them were human aggressive, and most of them weren't even dog aggressive.
Everybody that I know, that has gray line in their blood, them dogs are aggressive. Even look, all right, I had that female. She was aggressive. She was real territorial over everything: toys, water, a leaf, a stick. It didn't matter what it was. Do you remember?
Because you have more carrier influence. Anytime you have more carrier influence, yeah. So
Travis has gray line in Mr. Universe. Gray line and Remy, the same mix that I had in that bitch. And when he goes to shows, he got him mummy wrapped around his hand, and he got that dog as close to himself as he can get him, because if not, he's going to grab somebody or grab somebody's dog. That's how them dogs
right.
are.
But that's because people didn't practice selective breeding for the temperament. Whenever you got it on both sides and stuff, and you've bred dogs that on both ends tend to be aggressive, of course you're going to make that more predominant. So
Remy
that's just the fault of the
slogan for Remy was Remy Fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Every picture you've seen of the guys who started with that certified blood on into the gray line blood, you always see them. They got the dog on the leash, and the dog is pulling forward. That's how they are, man. I had the blood. I don't even want nothing to do with it.
Well, I'm just coming in. I mean, I'll be first to say. I mean, because I know firsthand. I mean, I've spoken on it before on a few videos. It's hard to say that Mac is necessarily people aggressive, but in the truest of the definition, Mac is definitely people aggressive. And you have to and that's where it comes in with knowledge, and getting your dog assessed, knowing whether or not you got a loose cannon on your head, knowing that you got a dog that got a trait that was bred into it, that they just that thorough. And I mean, I've had situations just not too long ago. There was somebody that comes around and growls and fake boxing Mac on the outside of the alley. I didn't know the dude was out there. I let Mac out. Mac run up on the dude. I scream. I tell him stop. Mac stops dead in his track right in front of the dude. Continues to growl, but didn't go at him. So to a certain extent, that's controlled aggression.
Exactly.
And do I want to breed him? To be honest with you, yes, I want to breed him. Would I breed him for the in the sense of for a family? No. Like when perfect example. I had a young cat. I'm not even gonna say his name. The cat was trying. He might be watching this syndication right now. The dude was trying his best to breed to sell Mac out. He was willing to drive from West Bubblefront, him and his wife, their dog, pay for hotel, and like he wanted Mac. I told the dude straight up, I'm like, look, man, he's not only dog aggressive, but when it comes to people, he's leery as hell, yo. Like he don't play nobody rolling up or nothing. So do you want them?
And that is it's controlled aggression.
Yeah, but sometimes when you talking to people about it and you gauge them, you can hear that they mad about that. They ain't got no program where they want, protective dogs or things of that nature. They just trying to get somebody. Right. I don't want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? So I don't care how much money you offer me. If you're not telling me, and if I'm not convinced and I can't speak for myself that you running some type of program where you want some type of aggressiveness and necessary for your program, I'm not going to do it. Am I going to breed them? Yeah, because I know some cats that sense to that type of thing. And,
some people don't know that their dogs are aggressive because they listen to them. They don't understand that if you have to watch your dog all the time and make sure he's not going after nobody, or you have to, do that, your dog is aggressive. Some people don't know their dogs are aggressive.
Yeah, they think just because he ain't snapped the motherfucker that he's not aggressive. Nah, like you better watch the signs, man.
You gotta keep watching him, everything he's doing, and making sure he's aggressive.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I know firsthand, man, and I would never. You can't breed dogs like that. I tell people all the time, like if you really want a good program especially for where the breed is going, where the breed is at. Honestly, that's why I came to you. That's why I got 2 pups from you. Like, for God's sake, my dog's Punky birthday is in June. Buddha's birthday is in July. Mac's birthday is in August. You know what I'm saying? And they are for the family. Those two are for my family because Mac could not be for my family. So I tell people all the time, you really care about your program in terms of what you're trying to do and what you're trying to represent, don't do it. Don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Damien.
Next question is for DC Jeff. They want you to elaborate a little bit about your plans moving forward in the bullet community.
To be honest, I've got I have two beautiful daughters. I look at my girl all the time. I look at her how she acts to her. I have my own set of preferences of what I look at in dogs in terms of whether I think she's gonna be a good mother, whether I think, things of that nature. Like she's a fresh air. Punky's fresh. It's that means her instincts are working, which is good for me. I want to get into breeding, but it's something that I'm really careful about. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really not into clipping my dog's nuts or sewing them up. But I want to get into breeding. I'm well connected, if I want to really get something going, but I'm also really responsible, and I'm not ready for it yet. But I honestly, I wanted to get into showing, but I don't have the time on my hand to really, do that. You know what I mean? I work all the time. I'm a family man. I got all kinds of other shit going. Like, I'm just honest about it, Maybe one day I can. I got two smart ass pockets, they're smart as hell. So, as it stands right now, I might get into some studying later on. But yeah, just a little, just at one point in time, I'm gonna get into breeding. Just answer the question.
Okay. Go ahead, David.
Okay, next question I'm assuming is for the whole panel. This basically, it's a show question. So it says, new to the bully breed, interested in showing. Been to a couple of different registries, couple of different shows. I can't find a fit for me personally. Can you guys tell me about some of your first experiences in shows so I can compare? Maybe I need more experience or more shows.
Go ahead, Tom.
Well, my first experience with shows was AKC. So it's completely different than the bully world. That's where I got started. I used to attend AKC shows before I ever, I attended many shows before I ever got into showing myself. And I had a friend of mine, him and I travel. I mean, as just young kids, man, I mean, we would take the light rails, we'd take buses to AKC shows everywhere. Rest in peace, Jay Knox. Him and I used to just go to shows, and then I got to meeting the right people and introducing myself, and I was calling them. I was just taking the initiative to just educate myself and things about from there. So I have a completely different perspective than what most do in the bully community. But ultimately, you got to know what style dog you care for, and then you got to try to just have a mentor, man. Try to shack up. Try to get with somebody that shack up.
It was at this moment.
Real quick now.
It was.
Can I say this just for the animal activists out there, real quick? Let me say this. When I got Mac, and yes, Mac is aggressive as hell. When I got Mac, we got Mac from Tallahassee, Florida. We flew him in. And this is the thing about flying, why I say I prefer, in a couple of Zed Pitts videos, I prefer to go there, see the dogs. I drive, fly, whatever myself. They flew the dog in. When we got Mac, he was in the carrying crate, and we were in the car. We were on our way. I pulled him out of the crate. I was the first one he saw. He nestled up in my arms. He was 8 weeks exactly, with a small thing. And my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, reached out to touch Mac, and Mac said, so from day one, he was like that. So you gotta understand, man. You talking about genetics, man. That's y'all getting into breeding, man. You better do your science. Get into genetics, man. It's real. Just because somebody might have had a bobtail 10 generations before, that shit will show up on your ass. You better and then pick your mates right.
Um, my first experience, I went to a UKC show. I didn't like it. It was too. Well, I liked it because that was the first show I've been to until I went to to the ABKC, and then I realized I didn't like it. But you need, like he said, you need to find out what style of dog you like, or what fits for you. What fits for you, and then don't make. I mean, I tell people this all the time. Nobody listens to me. They do it anyway. Don't just buy a dog because that's what you can afford. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna buy 6 dogs before you realize that you need to stop playing with yourself. You know, that's how it works. Everybody in the game gets beat so many times. They buying dogs, and people telling them they're gonna be this and they're gonna be that, and they're not. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so take your time when you're going to make a purchase. You know, really look at previous litters. You know, don't. I mean, it's like a whole pamphlet of do's and don'ts we can sit here and give, man. But basically, just take your time and learn, and don't come in the game blind with expectations of it being one way, and you're gonna find out it's a whole different way. It's like when cops come in on the force, their mind is, I want to save the world, until they see that they can't save the world, and then they gotta get in where they fit in. So
Kicking niggas in the chest and shit after that.
Go ahead, D. Go ahead, D. Any advice?
I mean, my first experience going to shows, I went to AKC shows, so I community than the bully community. But as far as like showing, my first experience showing personally was maybe KC, and I gotta say, I mean, a lot of people know me now for what I've done recently in the past few years with Grand Champion Yosemite Sam and winning nationals last year. Well, 2014, sorry, not last year. 2015 nationals when it was not Yosemite Sam. But my experience was not that to begin with. I got my ass kicked for years. So, like he said earlier, definitely, figure out what style of dogs you like to, figure out what, registry or what community you want to go to show your dog in. But don't have any expectations, because it's the dog that day and the judge that day. You may always feel like it's your dog that should win, but it's through the eyes of somebody else. It's somebody else judging your dog, and it's other dogs in the ring as well. That better in the ring. So it just don't have any expectations. Definitely get to know the communities and what they offer, what style they they really support.
Highly froze, I think.
Hey, bro.
So wherever. So yeah, just check them out, and yeah, get ready to put in work if you're really gonna show, because it definitely takes work in the ring and outside the ring.
Go ahead, Damien.
Okay, same person. Basically, what they want to know is, have you guys ever went to a show and knew you had the best dog there but didn't win? And how did you handle the situation?
I'll go first. Hell yeah. Well, we always think we got the best dog. Just because you think your dog was the best dog there, doesn't mean it was, but sometimes it is that way. And the first time it happens, you get pissed off and you just take it. And then the second time it happens, you like, hold on, wait a minute now. The third time it happens, then you get pissed off and you talk shit and you think that your voice is going to make some change and you realize it ain't, and you realize you got to look at it for what it is and take your wins as you can get them and take your losses and keep it moving.
More or less.
Go ahead, Damon. Oh, wait, Tony, you want to take that?
I mean, you basically said everything on that. I mean, basically how I handle it, you know, I want judges to be fair, and if it's a blatant, like what word am I looking for? I don't know, just I don't know what word I'm looking for, but if it's a blatant like thing that you see that you know your dog, or you know, a lot of times I'll see a dog win and I didn't necessarily have the best dog, but there was another really great specimen in the ring which should have won. But for me myself is I will always question a judge. Thing is, you know, with myself, I happen to know canine anatomy pretty well. So I can go head to head with anybody, and I make sure I pay attention to the dog that was picked and my dog. That way I can bring up my points. And I'm okay with losing if the judge will give me a good answer. But if he tries to feed me some bull crap, then then I will challenge that person. But you basically have to take your wins as you go. Select the judges you show under. When you're involved in the show world, you get to know what judges are credible, and what judges are honest, and you just try to support those people. And that's what I do.
True that. Go ahead, Damien.
Okay, this question is sort of in that same vein. And I'm assuming this to you and Tony Lawrence. This says the other day you guys were talking about studying the judges to see why they make your decisions. They said, give me 3 pointers to look for to study the judges so I can improve my chances of winning.
For me, I mean, that's going to take time. You're going to have to, how I do it, see, I don't know none of the judges personally. I don't try to get to know none of them on that level. I don't think it's fair, but that's just me. You got your classes, so when it's not your turn, you got, your pockets, your classics, your standards, your XLs, your extremes. Well, they took the extremes out. Then you got, the other breeds, the bulldog breed. So in between them times, your dog is going to have his turn. So until it's your dog's turn, sit by the ring, stand by the ring. Walk around the ring, walk back and forth to both show rings and see what type of dogs the judges are picking. And you get to know more or less what they're looking for. But the thing is, you can't really pick your judges because you have to register at a show at a certain time. So you can't wait until you see how the judge is judging and decide to go register because they won't allow you to register. So, but you want to know, if you want to know what the judges are looking for, you got to sit around the ring and see what type of dogs they're picking more often. You got to follow, you got to watch Facebook, you got to talk to people because when something happens, people put it up. I don't understand why if more of the shows were being filmed and documented, then a lot of the things that people are complaining about would be more like have to be addressed because it's plain and simple, right? It's in your face. But when you got people just crying on Facebook about something that the only people that saw it was the people at the shows, it's not going to change like that. So you just got, like I said, I don't pick judges. I just go in the ring. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. And we just keep it moving. But my main thing is to get my dog out there and allow people to see him. Because like I said before, in this game, people are not just breeding into dogs because they champions. They breed into dogs because of the traits that they carry that they like and that are passable. So, if I don't win when I go out there, it doesn't really bother me too much because everybody got to see my dog and got to see him move around the ring. So, if people like, hey man, I like. So it is what it is. Go ahead, Damien.
Nah, Tony's getting in. I can hear Tony.
Oh, hold on, I had to turn them down because
You're the only one that answered, Law.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't know you didn't answer. I had to turn you down because Damien. Go ahead.
All right. Basically, you have social media as a tool. So most of us are on social media. So one thing is like when you study judges, you got to go to the shows. You start to see, what kind of picks and who's honest. First, you have to learn dogs. Yeah, you have to learn canine anatomy. You got to learn about your breed, and you just got to educate yourself because what we have a lot of times is people that are very uneducated with the breed, and you can usually see it in their breeding program, and they think they should win every show. So those people have no grounds to stand on. But you look at like judges, you kind of see what kind of picks they're making, if they're fair. You see what involvement they have in the breed. Social media tells us a lot. I look at judges, I study their programs, I look at their dogs. If a judge, if their breeding program is going away from the standard, if they're blatantly breeding dogs just for popularity or money or fads, you look at their program and they have some serious flaws or faults, then to me that tells me they don't know what they're doing and they're not going to do an adequate job. So that's just how I view it, and that's how I analyze the situation. But I give everybody a chance, But like Lawrence said, some things are blatant, man. They're right in front of your face, and you know that the decision made was unjust. So, I'm not going to support somebody like that, plain and simple.
Okay, this question is for HD and Jeff. Hold on, sorry. It says, excuse me. It says, we've heard from the other gentlemen on the panel about their vision of the American Bully. Can you guys explain what's your vision of the American Bully and what's your vision for the programs that you want to start? Which, HD, I know you already have a program and you have Frenchies and Shorty Bulls, but I think it's the same premise. What's your vision for your kennel?
I guess I'll start. My vision for my Shorty Bulls. Let's start there, I guess, because I have multiple breeds. Obviously, is to keep the function, but I know that there's a lot of breeders out there that breed the Shorty Bulls. I don't. Nothing against the breeders that do. I just have no use for it. I don't use the drive. Not that my dogs aren't athletic, not that they aren't capable or they don't have ability, because they do. And I provide videos of my dogs tugging and hanging on rope and different things like that. But the drive, like I said, I don't use it. I don't use it for a working purpose. My dogs aren't pulling, dragging weight and doing those things. I solely focus on the structure and promoting that style of dog. A calm, loyal, loving dog. That's more the style of dog that I like. That's more the traits that I like. So I don't breed for the drive. But bully, I like bone. I like substance, but I like them compact and short. That's one thing a lot of people know me for. I keep them short. I like them compact. I like more, like the pocket style if you had to give it a standard. So a lot of my Shorty Bulls, if not all of my Shorty Bulls, are really, really short. But they can move. There's nothing that stops them from moving. They don't have any breathing issues. So once again, health. And then as far as the Frenchies go, still the same thing that I have, going. Yosemite Sam is kind of, the example I give. That headpiece, that head shape. And I understand that, my program is in no way, shape, or form perfect. So there are flaws that I see, and I'll use Yosemite, for instance, his ear set and his feet. That were really big for me. And he was a little longer in the back. I wouldn't consider him long back, just not compact. So that's something I've been focusing on, and you'll see a lot of that this year. A lot of my dogs are a lot more compact. The ear set is a lot tighter on my Frenchies. The feet are really tight. And that's something, I wanted to work on in my program. I saw a flaw in my own program, even though champion and won nationals in 2014. Still, he had some flaws with him. So that's something I've been working on tightening up on. And as far as my Englishes go, same thing, man. It's compact dogs. I like compact. The Englishes, I'm still new on, so I'm still learning. I don't like to speak too much on them because I feel like a newbie. I don't, I'm still learning myself, so I don't speak too much on that. But I breed type. That's big for me. So that's something. My girls lacks breed type, and the other one has it. I mean, to the T for me. Little Debbie. So just breed type in all my breeds, and all the breeds that I focus on, breed type. That's kind of it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jeff.
To answer the question and sum it up, like if honestly, like I was just talking to my wife earlier today, like I got a good combination of dogs as far as what I have in my home right now. To be honest with you, I have a protector. He's like I said, he's not a loose cannon. Mac is, I don't want people to know I'm a very honest person, and I don't want nobody to take my honesty and misconstrue shit that I say because I don't like that shit. But Mac is very protective. Mac is very alert. I mean, if it was somebody on the outside of my fence, like, and he's in the house, Mac hears it. And, because of that, I honestly adore it. I love it. And he's very informative. If he hears something that gives a growl or a bark, it's not like he just sits at the door and goes crazy. He actually comes and gets me. He looks at me like, nigga, somebody is at the door. But I have the protector. Punky's my spunky little woman. She's my little mama. She's probably the most easy, the most trainable of all of them. And you have Buddha, who's so serene. He has a bit of stubbornness, but he's so serene. So I would want a dog. I would want to start off with a dog that is tight in terms of the physical features, very correct, very straight. I like a wide chest. I like bone. I like mass and girth. And I like a head. You know what I'm saying? So I would like a dome. Pause. I like a big dome. And, I like it to be tight. I like muscle. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't see a lot of dogs. Like I think that's probably why a lot of people like Dax, because Dax had like girth and like muscle and shit, and everything was just getting lumped up. I mean, but honestly, the main thing is keeping the dogs healthy. Sometimes people sacrifice health, for features. So, I would want a healthy dog at all. It's all about health. So I would like that combination of.
Okay. Go ahead, David.
Okay, this is just my question. You guys were talking about last time that some of the bully outlets are kind of going under or not really as prevalent as before. Do you guys think a digital format would improve that instead of like sending out regular magazines because that costs a lot of money? Do you think if they went digital, that they could improve that and build on that platform?
Want to go, Tony?
I mean, I really have nothing to say on it. I mean, it's just not my area, so.
We already tried that. The problem is that people only pay to get in magazines for purposes of like being able to pull it out and show it to somebody. If I'm gonna have to go online to show you pictures of my dog in a magazine, I might as well just show you pictures of my dogs on Facebook.
Yeah, the days of the magazine are over.
Done deal.
I mean, things come and go. You got to jump on them while they're hot and move on to the next thing. Because if you remember, When I first came in the game, anybody who had good pictures of their dogs, they got them from 818. That was it. If you ain't have no 818 pictures, your pictures was crap. Everybody that had pics had the 818. Then once cell phones started getting better cameras, people started going out buying cameras and learning how to use the same editing software. You don't. Only people you see with 818 pictures now is 818. So the same shit with the magazine. You got Facebook. You got people with their own cameras. You got people making more videos now than pictures. So the magazines is like it's just for show off purposes. I got a whole stack of magazines over there. I don't even show nobody them Jones no more. My dogs are in them.
I'll be honest with you, like I like magazines. I like the magazines, man. I mean, so you know, coming from where I came from in the sense of trying to figure out who are the good dogs, you know, who are the who's not. A lot of people are out of the loop. I mean, even to this day. I mean, me and Zay made that video years ago when I was reflecting years before that, and there's still a lot of people out of the loop. I think that's the beautiful thing about the bully breed, to be honest with you, is that I think somebody said it not too long ago, it's still evolving. And you can tell it's still evolving because it's still fresh to people. And we probably won't see the true evolution of the bully until that person that don't know shit about the breed right now comes out and does his thing, to be honest with you. I mean, I just think it is what it is. I mean, you could do your history and look at all the breeds and look how they look a half a century before and then go back, you know, later. Like, so, shit, man.
Go ahead, Damien.
Okay, this question actually probably would be better for Zeb, but Zeb isn't here, so I'm gonna ask you guys. It says, Zeb stated last episode that he tried to do an East Coast version of the West Coast documentary, but didn't get a lot of participation. Why do you guys think that is, and would you be willing to participate? Because the East Coast has equally awesome dogs as the West Coast.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Just real quick. I think you gotta understand, like when you go into the origin of the breed and you go into the popularity of the breed, and I mean the West Coast, you know, was definitely really heavy into it, and it's not taking away anything from any kennel on the East Coast or nothing. Like when I first really got introduced to the breed, it was the West Coast kennels that I saw. You know what I mean? I think they had I think they seen a vision of things before a lot of people on the East Coast. Just to be honest with you, I mean, just my opinion. But I'm pretty sure at this point in time, I mean, I'll be honest with you, PA, man, y'all heavy in the game. I mean, y'all were heavy in the game around the time when after like the first couple years I was introduced to the breed. I think it's definitely a matter of demographics. It's a matter of the dogs. And I'm pretty sure that the East Coast would definitely be interested in doing something like the West Coast did. I mean, especially at this point. I think the West Coast just had a head start to a certain extent, in my opinion.
I agree with you though, Jeff, bro. And just to chime in, I completely kind of agree with you because that's kind of how I was introduced to it. You know, like there was nice East Coast dogs, but the West Coast was what was idolized. That's what everybody on the East Coast was trying to be like or trying to catch up to, and in my opinion, and that's just looking at it outside of even the American bullies, the Frenchies.
Exactly.
The Frenchies is big in the West Coast. Like I built my program off of started in the West Coast. You know that Lee G blood in the West Coast. That was West Coast all day. They did that. So, I give it, I salute them. They definitely had a little bit of a head start. Like they saw the vision and went after it. They weren't afraid to, do whatever it took to create those style of dogs, I guess.
You know what? That's true. Pardon me, y'all. When I came in the game, when I was searching for these dogs on the internet and all that, the only people that was advertising and taking it serious and taking pride to where they wanted everybody to see their dogs was the West Coast. The East Coast was lazy. They want you to come to the yard and see the dog. If not, oh well. You know, West Coast. When I came in, you had um what's the guy that had Smokey? What's the guy that had Smokey? What's the name of his kennel?
Blue line.
Blue Line. Blue Line was
Yeah.
everywhere in there.
Yeah,
Gotti
Blue Line was all over the place.
Gotti Line before, not the Ed Shepherd Gotti Line. The other ones, they was everywhere. The first video I seen was some real heavy Gotti Line.
Richard Barajas.
Was when they had the whole
Richard,
line.
yep.
Had Gorilla Black, and they had all them dogs lined up at the beach looking like they was ready to die, but they was just, I was like, wow, you didn't see nobody on this side doing that. So that's why everybody was like so proud to say if they got a dog shit from California. I mean, that was the thing. Like everybody that got bullies that don't have no papers, that you get the same lie every time you talk to them. Oh man, Big Boy, I got my joint from Big Boy King. My blue dog. You know what I mean? So because everybody was just proud to say we got their dog from that side. So
Yeah.
a lot of viewers on. I want to say thank you for everybody that's still watching. Y'all want to ask any questions? Remember, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on YouTube, or hit us up on Google Hangouts. It's 11:40. We can rock out till 12 if y'all want.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll rock out for another 20.
But yeah, I mean, the East Coast, and even still now, the East Coast is like, even with the magazines, the reason why everybody's like, how did the exotic movement take off like that? The reason why it took off like that is because they was the only one, they breed them out there, first of all, and they was the only ones that was willing to spend the money and put their dogs on the covers of magazines and do the videos and all that, and actually get people that actually do videos to do videos of their dogs and stuff like that.
Put them in rappers videos, DJ Quick videos, and shit like that. Real talk.
You know? Go ahead, Damien.
Okay, I'm actually going to skip over the next question because this question just came in and is actually a better question. This will be directed at Tony and then everybody else. It says, I know you guys are separated, the RKC, ABKC, AKC, and all the other registries, but would it not be for the purpose of consistency, would it not be better to share points? Like if a dog pointed in the ABKC, could it not be recognized in the ABKC rather than having to repoint out your dogs in every different registry?
No. I mean, that's the whole fun of it. You know, that's the whole fun of it, is conquering different registries.
Like
The thing is that, yeah, the thing is that you got to remember, a registry is about money. A registry is a business. Okay, so what would a registry benefit from sharing points with another registry carrying over? There wouldn't be any benefit to a registry for that. In order for a registry to function and stay in business, they need to have as many people attending show. They need to have people registering dogs, breeding, having litters. That's how a registry, thrives and stays in business. So that would be no benefit to anybody.
Okay, Tony, they just hit you with another question, as you can hear. They said you referred to before that the ABKC and the RKC were close to doing a battle of the Bully All-Stars. He said, do you see that happening in the next few years, or what's the timeline on that? Are you guys working on it actively, or is it just something that was thrown around initially and haven't been brought up since?
Yeah, no. Nobody was working on anything. I don't think it was ever said that anybody was working on it, but it has been brought up. I've talked about it with some, some friends and stuff, and some people, in the registries that play part in the registries, and it sounds good. Whether it's going to happen, it'll probably never happen, but I think it would be something real neat and cool, for the community.
Okay, and this question is for everybody. Okay, basically they want to know. Well, it's the same person that's kind of new to the dog show world. They want to know what you find the most alluring about the show world. Is it the actual showing? Is it the community? Is it the competition? Or is it the family atmosphere? What's the most alluring part of the shows to you?
You want me to answer that, Law? All right, I'll go in. I guess the competition part, the challenge, um, getting out there and working with your dog, spending time. For me, that's what I enjoy the most. Um, there's some shows I go to that I don't enjoy or I don't particularly care. I don't think I'm gonna have a fair shot with the judges, but I'll still, I may still enter just for the fact that I like to bond with my dog. I mean, that's the fun of it. And if you do win, it's just it's fulfilling. So it's just a way for you to get out there, display your dogs, market yourself, market your kennel, show the world, the quality of dogs that you have, because ultimately you're going to meet new people at every show, and you're showing off your dogs. You want to show people, hey, this is what I'm working with. So that's the gratifying part, of showing. Just about spending time with your dogs, and also with the family, getting the kids involved. I have a daughter who shows, so it's gratifying.
Go ahead, D.
I mean, for me, I gotta agree with Tone. Same thing. My family's heavily involved. I take my family everywhere. There's not a show my family misses for the most part. My kids love to. I mean, this is an everyday thing. My kids are involved with the dogs every day, so it's cool to bring them out and show everybody what we do on a daily. I mean, we don't do this just a week before the show or 2 days before the show. Working with our dogs, it's every day. So it's exciting. It's like anything else. It's for like people who build cars. One day you want to pull that car out and show everybody what you built. It's exciting, to be able to pull, something you worked, whether you produced it or you bought it. Something you worked hard on, to bring out and compete with the next man's dog, and it definitely feels good, personally, to win like anybody else. But I mean, for me, it's not my win; it's the dog's win. My dogs really work hard, so I get excited for them. It's exposure for them. I like for people to know my dogs, get to know them. So. A lot of different things, but it's enjoyable, and for me, if I didn't enjoy it, I couldn't see a reason of doing it. I mean, I enjoy it. It's just fun. It's a passion of mine. So even when I lose, I don't, yeah, it might be a little upsetting, but I still had fun. I enjoy being in that ring. Anybody tell you I travel anywhere to hit a show. I mean, I fiend for shows, so. I mean, thirsty, super thirsty. I mean, it's just, I love it. I can't, it's addicting. For me, it's really addicting. It's a passion. So, for those that really enjoy and have that passion for showing, then, yeah, I mean, just to get out there and do it. It's fun.
And I'll piggyback off you guys, like, to that person that's asking the question. Listen, just taking it from me, like, I had the utmost respect for the individuals that show their dogs, because in my opinion, like, that's the epitome of being an owner. Because everybody that shows dogs doesn't breed dogs, and let's get that straight. So it's like I respect it 100%. My dog is here with Punky right here right now. Buddha's in the other. My wife, she works at night, and she works from home. So Buddha's in the office with my wife at the moment, and Punky's right here. She's been here the whole time. And and anybody will tell you, like, I spend all the time with my dogs. They're like my children. So when you take a person of my caliber, who I consider to be myself as a very loyal dog owner, and you take the people that own dogs or breed dogs or just plain out have dogs and take the time out to show them, like, in my opinion, that's the epitome of a dog owner, because you not only have the dog and got the dog for your own benefit, but you also take the time out to show your dog off and let that dog shine. And what people don't know that have never been to a dog show or don't know about dog personality or temperament, dogs like to show off. Whether it is they're pleasing you, that they show off that way, whether it is they're doing something that you trained them to do. I mean, all of it is pleasing you. All, you know, dogs want to please you all day. But like that dogs like to show off, man. They get their prance on, they see them, they love it. So, you know, I tell anybody, you know, if you have the time on your hand, me personally, I'm honest, I'm kind of lazy at times. So, you know, I take the time out to train them, be obedient, and you know, to be with me and be my road dogs. But I've never taken the time out, to be honest with you, to put a dog in a show ring. And it takes a lot of time, but it's very rewarding. And I've seen people that put dogs in the ring, and when they put that dog in the ring, all that time that they took out, and all that effort that their dog put in, all that work they put in, man, you see the dog blow up. When you see the dog, I mean, you don't see the human blow up. But when you see the dog blow up, it's like, you know what I mean? So definitely, man, people should definitely see that. I'm gonna show my dog one day. I'm gonna fuck everybody up one day. Even if I lose, I'm gonna fuck everybody up one day. I'm gonna show up one day with one of my dogs. And I was like, Jeff, yeah, I mean, let's go. You know?
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I love it all. I love setting my booth up and looking around to see if everybody else is putting in the same effort and the same work to stand out amongst so many different people. You know, I like walking through and the surprise on people when they see the dogs in person and they you know, they what they thought they was or more than what they thought they was. I like seeing other dogs and seeing if I get the same reaction or seeing if I was thinking about certain things that I see or not. I like getting in the ring and doing my thing. I like the branding. I like going to shows and being recognized by people because of all the hard work that I'm putting in to make sure that happens. You know what I'm saying? I like it all. So, you know, I love spending the time with my dogs. Everybody knows that. I do a lot of stuff with my dogs. My wife gets upset with me all the time because of how much time I spend with this dog stuff, but it's everything for me. The whole experience from the time you walk in. Only thing I don't like about the shows is at the end of the day when the adrenaline wore off and your feet thumping and you gotta pack all that stuff up and put it up. That's the worst part of the show, especially if you're by yourself. You know, I don't have
your empty ass pockets. And your empty ass pockets.
That don't really I budget for the show, so that don't really bother me. But the end of the show when you gotta take your banner down and roll it up and get all the cages together and go get the car and get through all the people and pack up and drive home, that long ass ride home, that's the part I hate. But going and getting there and setting up and all that stuff, I'll be excited.
I just said that because all the money that goes into it. People don't realize the type of money like that we have to spend to attend these shows. That's why that affects the price of our pups and stuff. Like someone that invests that spends 15 or 20 grand in a year, sometimes more, showing, you know, can't possibly only having 2 litters a year can't possibly sell pups for $1,000. So it ain't cheap.
That's a good point too, man. Why you pay that much for it? You gotta, you know. And the money that I pay for my dog, you know, people look at it. I look at it like, you know, that's all right. And people look at it like, oh shit, I can't smell man. You pay for what you pay.
It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. You mean you got gas, you got tolls, you got hotel. You gotta pay to get in. You gotta pay for well, if you buy a booth, you don't gotta pay for that, but you gotta pay your booth. You know what I'm saying? If you eat, you gotta do all of that. You gotta register your dogs. If you're taking 4 and 5 dogs, that's $3 a dog per show. That's 3 shows. So it adds up real quick. That's why people get so upset when things are not done fairly. Because if you adding up, you spending $700 in a weekend to go show your dogs, and you coming back feeling like you got jerked. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, let's not forget your vehicle, because I know personally I go through cars like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, maintenance and that, but regardless, you put that much wear and tear on the vehicle. Vehicles don't last long, man. So you're going through vehicle after vehicle. You end up purchasing a vehicle just to go drive dogs around to shows. So
Yeah.
people, and I get a lot of people who go, wow, you asked that for your puppies. I mean, ask around though. I'm always at shows. The people don't imagine the expense a year it costs to go to that many shows and show your dogs.
I don't even think people realize how much like people show dogs, and even I think it's a lot of ignorance. I swear, I think it's a lot of ignorance sound bad, but just misinformation. People don't know, man. Like, people are absolutely green. You can go to a certain city, my dude. Like a city itself account for a lot of people. And you can go to a city and ask people about, you can ask them. It ain't even gotta be about a specific breed. You can ask them the process of buying a dog. And how do you buy a dog? They tell you to go to JoJo at the corner and wait for his dog to have some pups, and they buy the dog for a couple $100. And that's everywhere. That's a lot of places. So it's really
I'm gonna tell you another thing that people don't realize, and I see a lot of people that do breedings with dogs out of convenience of where the dog is at, or the price, or the person willing to do a pup back. That kills me, because it's the same thing with the expenses. Showing the advertising, the feeding the dogs, and taking care of the puppies. And this is the thing: if I got a stud, okay, you want to come to me for a pup back. So if I do one pup back deal, it's going to be because I like the female and I want to add that to my program. But the problem that I have with that is that all the expenses that I have, this is, a part of it. My stud fees. My stud fees also help out in between my puppies. So you want me to do a stud to your bitch for a pup back, and I'm probably going to keep that puppy. The only way I'm going to make money is to sell that puppy. But you're going to sell all those puppies. You're not going to give none of those puppies away. They want to make money, but nobody wants to pay for a stud fee. Everybody wants to get a pup back deal.
Yeah, nobody want to pay for a stud fee. Like I already said, whenever I do decide, when I get ready and I see some good blood, or I want to call somebody and say, yo, let's get in the mix. We got to bring in the mix. Like, come on, man. Like, these man. If you come to me, man, I don't want to put back in here. I gotta pay for some of this shit.
I'm not against pup back deals. Don't get me wrong, but it's done because if you do a pup back deal and you have the stud, it should be.
What if you don't want a pup, my dude?
Well, it should be because you see something in that dog, or that dog has certain quality that you want to add to your program.
Right.
Man, but everybody, and I see people who will breed to dogs just because they're in the same state. You know what I'm saying? And it's convenient. They can just go to the person's house, not even taking into consideration what they're going to get or what their vision is. If you breeding your dog out of convenience, or whether somebody's willing to do a pup back deal, or whether the dog is in your state, or it's because it's available to you, your cousin got the dog, and they got papers, you're never going to go nowhere in your program. You're never even going to develop a program breeding like that.
Right. And the whole point of doing an outcross or breeding to a stud is for you to gain something. For myself, I don't want to give up my first pick pup. I'd rather pay somebody a stud fee and get that first pick than to give up my first pick. That first pick is more valuable than what you're going to pay for that stud fee.
As an owner to the breeders, I know about big pups. Like, what's too much for a pup? I get a lot of people.
Okay, go ahead.
Like as a owner, on this panel to the breeders, all of you guys got programs. What's too much for a pup? I get people that ask me that all the time, and I really can't answer it. I've heard of people selling pups. I'm not gonna say the pup name. Like, what is it? Is it $15,000 or $50,000?
Okay. First of all,
It's just I just feel
so,
like
We're getting a lot of echo.
that's just because Damien's not muted. I muted him over here, but he got to mute. There you go. He
All right,
muted.
there you go.
First of all, anything that's for sale is only worth what somebody's willing to pay for. It doesn't matter what you think your puppies are worth. It doesn't matter.
I mean that's how I go with anything of value. It's all about what
It doesn't matter. I could say my puppies is worth 5,000, but if ain't nobody willing to give me 5,000 for them puppies, they not worth 5,000. So it doesn't matter. That's why you have to know, you know, it goes in all into marketing and all of that stuff and supply and demand and all of that. And now people say like Stephanie, hold on, let me get her name right because I don't want her to kill me. Stephanie Johnson Pascal, she said earlier on one of her comments that you need to be careful breeding for fads, and that's absolutely true. But I also think that people are so used to hearing people say, I don't breed for money, but normally the people that say that are the people that don't have no success in their program. If you breed dogs, you breed dogs to sell dogs, you breed dogs for money. If you sell puppies, you breed for money. That's stupid. Unless you breeding dogs and giving them away, you breed dogs for money. So, I mean, with the amount of money that you have to spend, if you caring for your dogs the right way, feeding them, and caring for them the right way, caring for your litters the right way, all the traveling expenses that you have to make it make sense. So you have to find a balance in between what you like and what people want. Otherwise, you won't make any money. You won't be able to do it. If you breed dogs, you shouldn't spend any of the money from your house to take care of your dogs. Your dogs should take care of themselves. If you're a good breeder, then you're going to put your money back into your dogs and not in your pocket. But your dogs should take care of themselves. They should buy, my freezer stay full of raw meat. My dogs pay for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you also should change your vision, you know, due to like, you know, the fads. I believe that a good breeder, if you stick to your vision, if you stick to breeding standard, you'll create your own market. You understand? So for me, I want to be a leader. I don't want to follow the masses. So I'm always gonna breed for what I like first. Yes, I see what you're saying. You know, you have to adjust with times. But I'm never gonna breed to those popular studs because they're the ones
that smash. Like I would never go smash face dogs and all that crazy. Yeah. But I like the pockets. But I also like the look of a bully as opposed to more of a bulldog. So I like the body style of a bulldog, but I like the bully style ahead, and that's where I stay at. You know what I mean? And like you say, I created my own market. You have to know what your market is, though, in order to create it. So you can't breed whatever style dog you want and try to pump it to the masses. You have to find what your market is for your style of dog, basically. Go ahead, Damien.
Okay, since it's the last question, I'm going to apologize for Adam.
Hold on, let me mute everybody. Everybody hit mute except Damien. Okay, go ahead, Damien.
Okay, I'm going to apologize to Adam because I'm about to be selfish and ask Christina's question. She says, I would like to see at least one dog from everybody on the panel so I can get an idea of what you guys have to offer in your programs. Oh, yeah, Lawrence and that same guy from last week wants to see Lingo again.
Can't hear you.
Oh, did you not hear me, Tony?
I heard you.
No, I couldn't hear Lawrence.
All right, you can go first, Tom.
What, with showing dogs?
He said they want to see one dog from everybody so they can know
the only dogs I have in the house is my bitch that's on her pups, which I'm not going to show her.
Bring one of the
pups, and then I got my 9-year-old house dog. So you're talking about 9 years back. Come on.
Bring one of he's talking about bitch.
Come on.
Bring one of your puppies out.
Come here. Oh, come on. Good boy. There we go. Hold on. Let me do Let me see if I could. I don't know if you can see it. This is my old man. I mean, he's 9 years old. So this is old school right here. This is a dog that created a lot of my stuff. So.
So put one of your puppies out. You're a long way from there, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing of evolution. You know, this is what I consider, edge. And this dog right here, he's 18 and a half inches tall in his prime. He was 85 pounds, and he had a true 24-inch head. Of course, now he's lost a lot of size, and he's probably only about, 65, 70 pounds now. He's 9 years old. So, and his head's probably a 23. Come on, boy.
Okay, we waiting on D. He's next up.
He looking good, Jeff.
Okay, hold on. That's your laptop or you got a cam?
My bad. I was waking up one of the pups. He was sleeping. This is
Put on the chair. Put on that black chair and pray and bring it to you. There you go.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah.
You can see him good?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Bebop Sam. This is Yosemite Sam's son, 6 months old.
I'm gonna go back to you throwing in the set.
Cool.
Okay. Hold on, Tom. I'm about to switch right to you. Tell them what that is. How many generations in you are?
Well, with this female?
Yeah.
Well, this female right here is 3 generations on the top side, but it's an outcross on the bottom. It's basically heavy edge, real heavy edge. I mean, you got the Excalibur thing, Remy, to some Gotti blood. Some of the old school stuff, not the newer stuff, but like Smash and real nice dogs, standards with a lot of mass. So that's this. I mean, I have generations way past this, but this breeding was a very successful breeding for me, and I didn't get any females the first time around, so I repeated it. Of course, it's sold out quick. I was sold out. By the time they were 3 weeks of age, there was 10 pups, but one male became open recently, so that's the only thing I have available out of this. But I'm 5 generations in with my blood. This is a female. They're 5 weeks old.
Them heads is looking kind of swole over there, Mr. Over there.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, you up next, Jeff. Oh. Hold on, let me make sure you. Hold on, let me turn. Yeah, you got to unmute yourself, Jeff.
My bad. Yeah, we got a boy Buddha over here. And, Buddha's probably about like 7 months, 6 or 7 months. And he's off his EBK Phantom of the Opera and PBK Sexy Baby. And this my boy here, man. This is he probably has I'm not gonna say the best temperament, but my ideal temperament,
Oh, yeah, I got you.
you know, AKA Steve Harvey.
Yo, his head is getting tight. Swole there, sir.
Yeah, man.
That's a thick boy.
He's popping really nice, man. He's boned up, man. Boned up. Got the dwarfism trading him really nice, man. And no breathing problems or nothing like that. You know what I mean? All both my pups, man, good to go, man. So eventually, I'm gonna try to make them the featured stud of my program when I get into the mix.
Hold on, D. I got you. I'm gonna go right to you right now. Go ahead, D. I'm waiting for you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put Lingo. This is Lingo. She's 6 months old. This is Buddha's sister, Little Make's sister.
Yes, indeed.
She's 6 months old. She's around. I haven't officially measured her, but she's around 11 inches tall. I did a little bogus measurement with a little tailor tape, but she's around 11 inches tall. I mean, she's tiny. And this is Buddha's Little Make's sister. As you can see, the curve. I need to work on my head. Well, her head is feeling Phantom. I'll show you a picture of Phantom when he was 6 months like this. He had the same type head, so I'm expecting her head to feel in not real nice, but I want to work on my head and my rears. That's her. That's Lingo. She's 6 months. If anybody know how tall these doggone things are, that's her withers right there.
My dog could be about the same height too.
And I'm gonna show her dad. I'm gonna show y'all her dad. This is the dad. This is Phantom.
Love that boy.
Come on, man. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Yeah. Dual champion Boss Hog.
Boss Hog.
We gotta take you back out and get him his grand championship. But that's Boss Hog right there, y'all. That. D back.
Yeah. Had a little bit of technical difficulties.
All right. So there we did that. All right. Go ahead, Damien.
All right, a couple more quick questions. Kendra on YouTube wants to know where can she find pricing information, HD Bullies, on your Shorty Bulls.
She can contact me on Facebook. Haile Selassie, AILE space SELASSIE. It'll be a profile picture of two Frenchies, Yosemite Sam and his mom, Sapphire.
If she type in HD Bullies, it'll come up too. As long as she type in LLYZ.
And correct, that's the correct spelling of that as well. H.B space BULLYZ. And I'll talk to her in regards to that. I have his half sister actually available right now. She's fresh 4 months old, just turned 4 months old. And I'm asking $1,500 for her. So only because she's the She's BBCR registered, which ABKC will allow you to do register if you would like to. Beautiful female. I actually grab her so everybody could check her out. Like I said, this is Stupendo, and that's his half sister I have available. This boy is 6 months old right here, so just to give you an idea of what my shorty bulls grow up to or growing up to look like. This is just a 6 months old. He's not done, but he's small. I could pick him up in my arms. He's a fat butterball. Let me go grab his available sister.
Tony, before we get off, I got one more question for you and Lawrence.
Sure. Go ahead, you can go until you get back.
Okay, this question is from Cameron from last week. He wants to know why is the term red? Well, I guess why a red nose not prevalent in the American Bully breed?
Well, okay. Well, you're talking about the term red nose? Well, red nose was originally used to describe a family of dogs.
Right, old red.
The old family red nose, so it ended up becoming a street term, and people use it loosely for a lot of different reasons. Yeah. So, but back in the day, as far as the American Pit Bull Terrier, it was used specifically to describe a strain of American Pit Bull Terriers.
Right, that's where that term came from. But it's a pigment thing. But our dogs, the way they're bred, the dogs used to create these dogs don't carry that pigment in their nose or their fur. That's why we don't have it. Like you'll get the reddish noses and the chocolate dogs. The chocolate dogs, you see the reddish noses.
See, I'm just like the chocolate that I had. I tell people all the time, like, you gotta really, a lot of people had dogs that didn't have papers. You don't know what was mixing and what was what. I know what he's saying in terms of, the dogs that have the red nose, the red pigment. Most of those dogs have like brown coats and things of that nature. Like my dog Chocolate, that red was the trait in the chocolate Labrador. I mean, I'm not saying that his dog per se was mixed with a chocolate Labrador, but my dog, and I'm just being honest, like he looked like a pit. Don't get it twisted, but I know dogs. Like I don't know all dogs, but certain traits, like that red nose, that chocolate lab. You look at the chocolate lab, it got a red nose and yellow eyes. The yellow eyes gave my dog away with the long to be is, even though he had the girth and the posture of a pit bull. So yeah.
Go ahead, D. Go ahead, D.
Oh yeah, no, this is just a little girl right here that I was saying was available right now. This is the last shorty bull female or shorty bull period that we have available at the moment. And this is a Neville the Devil daughter, the champion. I mean, calm little girl. She's the last one. I had to buy her back out, which is honestly the only reason why she's still here. They, had personal reasons. So I'm just asking the balance of, where they left off at.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Damien.
You guys already really kind of answered this question earlier, but he can't rewind the video right now, so he wants to know: do you think the American Bully breed is a good apartment breed due to the small spaces? Or do you think it would stress them out too much?
If you're getting a dog that's bred to be really calm, the more compact dogs, of course, are going to do better in an apartment environment. But if these dogs are bred well and they're well cared for, they can live in apartments. Before I bought my house, I lived in an apartment.
Bro, Mac, I had an apartment.
It depends on what you want. Like if you got an apartment, some people that get these dogs want a guard dog. If you want a guard dog, most of today's bullies are not going to be good for that.
Right.
They are, but They're not gonna.
Wouldn't do it.
Go ahead, Damien.
Okay. Last question that I have.
Everybody hit mute. Everybody hit mute.
Whoa.
Everybody hit mute. Don't hit your mute. Don't hit your mute button. Go ahead, Damien.
Mine doesn't echo.
Okay, last question that I have. Basically, it's sort of like it's asking about a specific kennel, which I'm gonna leave that part out. But it's like, do you think that the American Bully is a sufficient guard dog? And if so, can you recommend a kennel that you recommend that type of dog from?
No, it's not. It's not a breed bred to be a guard dog. So it's not.
When you're talking about guard dogs, don't talk pit bull, don't talk American bully. Talk Doberman Pinscher, Rottweiler,
Right.
a few other breeds.
If you want
Shepherd, Malinois.
Yeah, exactly.
if you want a guard dog for these dogs, you would look for an alternate breed. Something that gets along well with other dogs, though, so it's not killing your bullies.
A guard dog doesn't necessarily constitute a dog that goes after a motherfucker. Guard dogs patrol areas. They're instinctive.
Well, that's not true. See, a guard dog is supposed to bark, let them know you there, deter people, but it's also supposed to react if people come in. And some dogs are not bred for that. Some dogs just by nature.
I agree 100%. I just don't feel like that's the only thing that constitutes to a good guard dog. A pit bull will fuck you up.
It's all right. Yeah, I hear what Jeff's saying. Jeff's saying more something of instinct, man. Something that's bred in a dog. So like the breeding.
Exactly.
So just like a dog is bred for herding, there are guardian breeds, dogs that are used for protection. You know, these are dogs that have been selectively bred generation after generation to be that way, to have that instinct to where they naturally protect. American Bully's not that breed.
So, go ahead, Damien.
Okay, that was actually the last question I have right now.
Okay. All right, Wes. 12:20.
That's my bedtime.
That mute, D.
I'm about to get out anyway.
Yeah, I wanna thank y'all, man, for joining us again. I always appreciate you, Damien, Tone. I want to thank Jeff for coming on. Thank my bro HD Bullies for coming on, man. I want to thank everybody that was listening. We'll be back on Tuesday.
So let me know when I got my next invite, man.
No, you already know. We got you. Did you enjoy yourself, sir?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
It went pretty smooth. It was a rough start, but we got it together.
Well, it's like that every week, when
straight up and down, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to what y'all do. For me, y'all probably the closest, that I'm in contact with in constant communication, whether it's Facebook, whether it's liking a pic or commenting or whatever. Y'all are the ones that I'm in contact with most of the time. So, I definitely salute y'all and what y'all do, man, because, y'all keep some dignity in what y'all do. And I respect it 100%. Maybe one day I get there one day. You feel me?
I appreciate you, brother. HD, you want to say anything before we head out?
Yeah, definitely shout out to the whole movement. This Bully Roundtable is definitely official. I always watch. Definitely appreciate y'all having me. And it's great conversation. It's educational. For the people that's watching, don't be, afraid to get involved with stuff like this. I mean, it's positive. It's good for a positive movement and the breed that you support. So get involved with people that are trying to, better the breed. And this right here shows the people who are trying to better the breed. I mean, these guys on here are giving and sharing information that they don't have to. None of us do, but I mean, I guess and I speak for all of us when I say this. I personally feel obligated to share my knowledge and my experiences with people to try to save them from, things that I went through or things that I know other people have gone through. Or, once again, how do we better the breed if we don't all come together and work together to do it? So 100%, man, this is positive, a big movement. I think, shout out to Lawrence, EBK, and, Tone over there, Wait and Go, you guys, you know what I mean? This is big.
Tony, you want to say something before we go?
D, that was so beautiful. I think Lawrence has got tears coming down from his eyes, man. Look at him. Look at him. He's got that napkin in his hand. You see how he just wiped that tear real quick? Look, man.
I got you, Tony. I got you.
Nah, I just want to say thanks to everybody. Thanks to Jeff for coming on. Thanks to HD Bullies, man, for coming on and sharing your view on the bully community. Thanks for Damien for doing another fabulous job like usual, man. Man's always on point with keeping up with the questions and making sure we run smoothly. And everybody else who came on. Christina for coming on. Jen and Nico Moore for coming on. PBK Kennels. Did I miss anybody? And to all the listeners out there, man, thanks to all the repeat listeners that tune in every week, man, showing us love, that they come up with the questions, man. You make it for a fun night. So thanks to everybody. Appreciate you.
I want to say thank everybody once again for tuning in with us, man, hanging out with us. That's pretty much what y'all doing. I just want to give a disclaimer. Do not listen to Tony. You do not have to shack up in order to get into the show business. So don't gotta shack up with nobody. We'll be back Tuesday. I'm gonna try to get some more.
Hey, I'm not a man. I'm not good with words, so we already know that.
He thought that was fast.
We get old Zay on the mix, man. Get Zay on the next show, man.
We'll be back. Tuesday. If anybody want to come on, man, we're on the 6th episode now. Y'all see what it is? It ain't no drama. Nobody blasting, nobody arguing. You're allowed to have your own opinion, and ain't nobody going to kill you for it. So if you want to come on and sit with us and kick it and be a part of this thing, man, just hit me up sometime this week. We'll be back Tuesday, so before then, just hit me up. Let me know if you want to come on. Let Tony know. Let Damien know, and we'll make it happen. We're trying to get some more people on, different variety of people. Like we had HD come on. He breeds the shorty boys and the Frenchie. So we'll be back Tuesday, like I said, man. Appreciate y'all. Damien, you got something to say?
Yeah, should have Fabian on in the 10 o'clock hour on Tuesday. Okay. He said he's good to go.
Okay. We're gonna try to get. It's not just, we want to have special guests, but we also want to have regular people on that want to just kick it, but want to really be a part of the conversation and not just sit there and not talk. So if you're ready to do that, as you see it, this conversation, man, come on. Jeff, we appreciate you. Zed, we appreciate you. Christina, we appreciate you. All the people that came on and hang out with us. Andy Moore. So we'll be back Tuesday. I know I said it 100 times, but we'll be back Tuesday. Appreciate you, man.